What is going on, folks? Mike Singer from blueandgold.com. It is Monday, April 5th. Notre Dame is 4 practices in for spring football of 2021. And that means we've seen a good bit of Wisconsin graduate transfer quarterback Jack Coan, who is playing his final season with the Fighting Irish. We're going to dive in all things of what we know right now about Jack Coan. Before we really get into today's video, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up on this YouTube video. It really helps support our channel. If you like what we're doing here at blueandgold.com, hit that subscribe button as well so you can check out all of our videos. And if you're interested in becoming a premium subscriber at blueandgold.com, when you sign up for a new monthly subscription, you will get 4 months added onto your subscription when you use the promo code SPRINGBALL. So when you talk about Jack Coan, you got to go back to the class of 2017. Rivals listed Coan as the number 241 overall player in the country, number 13 pro-style prospect, and number 2 player coming out of New York. Some of the other offers he held: Boston College, Louisville, Michigan, Miami, Nebraska, Northwestern, Rutgers, Syracuse, West Virginia among the schools that had scholarships on the table for Coan. He also was committed to Notre Dame on a lacrosse scholarship early in his high school career, but then once football took off for him, he jumped on the opportunity to become a Division I football recruit. And he's played a lot of football. Here are his career passing statistics while he was at Wisconsin. You see 2019, played in 14 games there, led Wisconsin to the Rose Bowl game, completed 236 passes of 339 attempts, 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and 2,727 yards. Completion percentage of 70%. You certainly like to see. So again, appeared in 25 games, has 18 starts heading into this season. He was injured during a fall camp of the 2020 season, and by the time he had returned, Graham Mertz was entrenched as the Wisconsin starting quarterback. He was on the Maxwell Award watch list going into the season, the Manning Award watch list, Davey O'Brien watch list, Unitas Golden Arm Award, all of those watch lists. So there were big expectations for Coan going into 2020, but injuries derailed that. So Coan decided to transfer from Wisconsin for his last year of eligibility. And here is what his high school head coach, Rob Haas, had to say about Coan and his fit at Notre Dame. Jack's mentality is that he's going to compete for the job, Haas said. There's no expectation that anything will be handed to him. I don't think he'd want it that way. He's a kid who believes that everything in life is earned, nothing is given. There's no question that experience is light at quarterback, but that doesn't mean there's not great players there. Jack is ready to go in and compete. That's his mindset. He does have 18 starts in the Big Ten and has played in the Rose Bowl. Coan met with the media on Saturday and discussed his transfer to Notre Dame and how that came together, and it did come together pretty quickly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was definitely talking to a few other schools for a little while, but Coach Reese basically didn't want to reach out to me until after the season was over. He told me he was trying to focus on beating Alabama in the playoff. And yeah, after he reached out to me, I kind of took a day or two with my family to discuss it. But I mean, previously, we were thinking that Notre Dame might come in, so we were doing our research before that as well. So pretty soon thereafter, I knew I wanted to come here.
Now we're going to watch some clips of Coan sent to the media by Notre Dame Athletics, and we'll slow this down a little bit so I can talk over it, and at the end of this video we'll play the about dozen clips in its full speed. So Coan has looked good. Notre Dame head coach Brian Kelly is certainly not naming any starter right now. We don't expect him to this spring. But here's Jack Coan reading the right side of the field and delivering an accurate strike to Avery Davis. And that word there, accurate, is something that I'm going to say over and over again. So get used to that. Here's more in a 11-on-11 setting. A nice pass here to Jordan Johnson. He had to extend a little bit, but keeping the ball away from the defensive back and Tariq Bracy. Moving into a 7-on-7 period. Coan looks confident. This is only his first few practices, but he's clearly studied the playbook well, knows what he's doing, and delivers a nice strike there to tight end Michael Mayer. Offense on air there. You see the Notre Dame second team offensive line, at least presumably so. Blake Fisher, Rocco Spindler on the left side of the line. See Bo Flemster running back, Jack Coan dropping back. And he's going to fire the strike over to sophomore receiver Xavier Watts. It's just always a pretty ball, tight spiral that Jack Coan has when he's delivering these passes. And another thing you see a good bit is how he leads his receivers. A lot of these throws are crossing routes and deep outs, and he throws these with confidence. And another tight spiral, a nicely timed pass to Joe Wilkins. And this play here I know is one that Notre Dame fans are pretty excited about, seeing more run-pass options in this offense. Coan reads this thing beautifully, sees Jack Kaiser run up the field, and Avery Davis wide open on the slant pattern on that RPO. And one of Coan's better throws of this entire clip here is to walk-on receiver Connor Radigan with Litchfield Ajavon in coverage, pinpoint perfect pass, and a great snag there by Connor Radigan. And a little bit more one-on-ones, an excellent move here, turns around KJ Wallace, that is Avery Davis, and a perfectly thrown pass by Jack Coan to the Irish leader at receiver, back to an 11-on-11 setting. I talked about these deep outs, and Coan throws them well. And here's a strike to Joe Wilkins Jr., who's looked really nice in these first few practices. One area where Coan might be better than Ian Book is in those deep out passes and just how accurately Coan throws them. Here's another RPO. You see the offensive line moving up there to block, and he throws it out to Avery Davis, who puts a nice move on and picks up a few yards on that little screen pass there on the RPO. Yeah, and let's see a pass hit the ground. You know, Coan is not throwing or batting 100% here on these passes, so you know he can be a little bit of a gunslinger. You know, he certainly takes care of the ball, but you know he trusts his arm, and this one didn't quite work out because Isaiah Pryor made a nice play on the ball. But for as efficient Coan is, he will take some shots as well. Coan is battling with sophomore quarterback Drew Pine for the starting quarterback position. Let's hear what Brian Kelly had to say about this battle on Saturday.
Really, I think the way Tommy's got it set up, which is, you know, what we've wanted is a battle between Jack, Jack Coan, and I think, Drew Pine. Those two guys are really, getting equal reps with the first and second group. So a good battle there that, again, we're in, practice for. So, I think we evaluate that from day to day. One day we see some good things from Drew, and then Jack does some really good things. So I think that's a battle that continues to take shape.
Before you guys get out here, we're going to play those dozen clips of Coan in its full speed. But before you do leave this video, hit that thumbs up on it to support our channel here. And again, use that promo code SPRINGBALL over at blueandgold.com. Get a new monthly subscription, and 4 months will be added to it for free when you use the promo code SPRINGBALL.